I just hate objectively attractive men because I'm not objectively attractive.
What is going on? Waka waka laka.
What's going on, guys?
What's good, y'all? I'm your boy Mast,
And I'm Migs.
and we are Woof Logik. This is Woof's Web.
Our cast of pods.
Cast up pods. How many fucking DJs are doing podcasts? There's Lizzie Jane, in case you guys didn't know. There's Willie Joy.
The OG. I think he was like the first one to do it.
What's that dubstep guy? Who's the dubstep guy? There's another dubstep guy. Fuck, I forget. It's either dubstep or trap, but he's doing one too. He's been doing it for a while. I think he does like more of a solo thing though, or if he does guests, he does it on like virtual stuff.
Not necessarily. I don't know if they're DJs, but these guys that do. Excellent.
Yeah, that one too.
They always have good podcasts.
Yeah, but there's this other guy. I know I'm missing him. He'll come to mind eventually, but there's like a decent amount now. Oh, FOMO used to have one. They kind of were on and off with it because it is kind of tough, you know.
It's so hard to be consistent with it, especially if you already are an artist, and because ideally it's not like your main thing. Mm-hmm. Like example, Willie Joy, he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna put the DJ on hold, and I'm just be a full ass podcaster." Yeah,
he's been in the game for a while too, though. You know, it's very rare the DJs they do this for decades and decades. Like if you really think about it, there's only like maybe less than 10 probably. Like there's Tiesto, there's there's actually a decent amount. I'm lying, but I guess the people that only continue on for a long time are like those A-listers. You know, once you're like older, you kind of you've done the whole thing. You know, sometimes it's not really like that passion anymore. Yeah. It's kind of you fall into other things. Which is kind of what happened with him. You know, he went from the vlogging to podcasting. It's kind of like a more mature setting, kind of, and it's just like a more toned down thing.
Yeah.
And it's cool, you know, when you have a lot of guests, like, so Willie Joy, he has a new DJ or someone within the music industry, like, every week. So it's exciting to always talk to someone new, and it's kind of like, it helps, you know, compared to other people who just do it like solo or something. Maybe they run out of shit to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like one podcast I personally listen to. That it's just one guy, and it's a couple hours long. But he's a comedian, but he talks about the most randomest topics ever. Like one time it could be about the occult, one time it could be about some kind of math. It's just random shit, but he'll go in deep in it, but he'll make it funny.
Which one, Chris D'Elia?
No, his name is Dan Cummings.
Dan Cummings. What's up with those last names?
I don't know. It's called Mindsuck.
Oh, crazy. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to go check them out, you know, Willie Joy is back to back, and then Lizzie Jane, she has her own thing. She does her guests as well. We're gonna get guests eventually.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to finish up my pad. You know, it's expensive out here, but once I get it done, we'll for sure have people. Maybe even rent out studios out in LA.
Yeah, and then we'll have more. We're talking about getting more equipment right now.
Oh yeah, more equipment. But yeah, guys, so, you know, we're not just going to stay right here. Don't worry.
I know y'all tired of my face.
Crazy. No, we're going to evolutionize. But we just finished up 4th of July week. You know, I don't know. This 4th of July, we actually spent it together. We went swimming over at my in-laws, and we lit up some baby-ass fireworks, except for the homie. His cousin. I kind of like, not really, I wasn't trying to bait him into it. It was like really just a joke. Because, you know, when you go to TNT stands, like those prices are absurd.
Yeah.
And then especially those grand finales, like they're $100 plus. And so I was like, you're not down to buy that shit. And then
he's always down.
And then I'm over here like waiting to pay off my shit. And then on the side, he's over here ordering it. I'm like, bitch, what are you doing? I literally was like, bro, if that was the case, I would have hit up some homies for the illegals.
Yeah, I mean, he's that type of dude where like you'll tell him like even as a joke, well, you're not down. He'll do it just to joke back, just to be like add on to the joke. Well, I bought it.
Yeah, but shout out to him for that one. It was like the craziest firework. It was actually pretty cool, you know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I really thought something might be burning down at one point.
Same. I was scared, and I was worried about the dog behind, but I remembered they put it in the garage.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that shit went. Okay, I was scared. Yeah. I was like, man, this shit's just getting wider and wider.
It was. Every time I went in the circle, I was like, fuck, this probably was not the best idea back here.
I want to know what everyone else's thoughts were on the inside because I know I was fucking sweating, bro.
I was sweating.
My heart was pounding.
Like, damn, everybody, because you see those videos where guys just light up fireworks and they just start up fires and shit.
Yeah, exactly. That shit almost happened with us. I don't think we talked about it before, but one time, you know, there's those like 10 feet, not Roman candles, the fucking sparklers.
The real thick ones.
Yeah, and I was like, we're lighting up everyone's, and I wasn't paying attention, but mine was kind of just like dragging on the floor. And it lit up a piece of like dry grass. And Loki started getting on fire, and we started stomping that shit out.
Yeah,
it was little, thankfully, but yeah, that was a sweat. But I feel like I don't know if you see, it's actually pretty common. A lot of people say that fireworks are overrated. I'm starting to like lean towards that now.
I do too, because I'm like, bro, like with my cousin, boom, you just wasted $100.
Yeah,
for 2 minutes of like, ooh. But I was saying, like, I can't see myself just buying fireworks like that anymore. But I'll never not like be happy looking up in the sky. I'm seeing.
Yeah, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all blow your money, but I'm not gonna blow it no more.
Yeah, I don't know. One of my favorite feelings ever is like your back's turned to like it's not even nowhere near it, but it's like one of those really heavy ones. You just boom, and you just like because you're ready and you look.
Yeah,
big ass fireworks.
Dude, one time we were showing one of my homies a firework, and it's one of those like quarter stick dynamites. It was like a big ball.
Yeah,
and my dad, he lit it up, and as soon as it shot out, it wasn't supposed to explode this early, but it popped maybe within like half a second. And so it popped, bro, and all I saw was a big flash of white, and it was like a stun grenade where like you hear the ringing in your ears. Yeah, that shit was fucking scary, but it was exciting. It's one of those like feelings that I wish low-key happens again, but I know it's probably not good for you.
Yeah, I mean, have you ever done like those piccolo peat bombs?
My dad used to do those.
I did that one time with my homies, and like that shit was so loud, the cops came after, but we ran inside the house.
Dude, I seen actually on I think it was Instagram, over there in LA. So it's super crowded over there. Everyone's lighting up fireworks, but there was this one where they lit up a firework, I think in a cone, and it tipped.
Huge ass one.
Yeah, I think so, and it tipped over, and the fucking firework went, and it pretty much did like a U-turn and fucking went to the next block. And you see the other point of view, and it explodes right there. and one of the comments was like, "Oh, they called it an airstrike."
Yeah, it's just funny with all the memes. I was just like, because there's already like that explosion meme.
Yeah,
and they usually have a bunch of them with the fireworks. It's always so funny.
Yeah, but 4th of July was still cool, still a vibe. The food is good, that's for sure. And low-key, the Domino's wasn't that bad this time.
Nah, man, I think they have switched it up. I've had it a few times before then. I'm like, y'all, either you listen or something, because it's decent now. Before, we used to trash on it like heavy.
Yeah, I still don't like that it all has the same similar taste.
Yeah,
like that garlicky thing. But it still was like it's more.
That's because I've seen the motherfuckers be putting that little garlic sauce on the rim of the pizza before they send them out.
Because sometimes it overpowers the topping. So when you try pizza to pizza, it's just like.
I wonder if you can like put a request to say that, hey, don't put that garlic sauce on it.
I don't know, maybe, but Pizza Hut has let me down the last couple times. Domino's doing better, but I still think maybe Papa John's a little better. Or their garlic butter. Have you tried it?
I love their garlic butter.
Oh, that's just fucking gas. I had it at Hawaii. It's super good, but. What's your favorite 4th food, like 4th of July food?
You know me, I love glizzies.
Glizzies? Oh man, I love glizzies too. Even so I'll get to the Blink show later, but when we were walking over there, I was like, man, these hot dogs low-key look fire. I want one, but I know it's gonna fuck me up.
Yeah. Like I always just love eating hot dogs anytime, any place, and 4th of July is no exception. Although it's like I understand when people don't have it out there.
Yeah, for me, man, I don't know. I hate that it fucks up my stomach every time, but I love hot dogs. Yeah, especially bacon wrap.
Bacon wrap or like those spicy like Franklins.
Oh, the hot links.
The hot links are fire.
Yeah, man. I mean, I love those riblets. Riblets are my favorite.
Have I told you that I don't like ribs?
For real?
Yeah.
Wait, like ribs or the little ones, like the Hawaiian Ono ones?
The ribs.
Oh, okay.
The little Hawaiian Ono ones I can deal with it, but like my main issue has not ever been the taste. The ribs taste fine. They taste great. There's always so much more fat than meat texture. I'm never satisfied eating ribs. You have to eat a ton of them to feel somewhat full. And I'm like, man, I could have ate something else.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But there's a lot of really good ribs. I feel like those that have a lot of fat on it, it's kind of sometimes it's the cheaper ones, or you know what I mean. Like if you go to a high end restaurant though, where it's like it slips right off the bone. Oof, that's just
when you went to Carolina, remember you said you guys got ribs too. Was it like those good ribs?
Hell yeah, the same thing. It slipped right off the bone, and yeah, that whole restaurant was really nice. So, bro, those ribs alone are probably like $80, something like that.
Dang.
But yeah, yeah, man. What's it called? So yeah, back to the Blink show though.
How was that?
So it was really fun. I went yesterday at SoFi Stadium. Fuck that place. Their pizza was trash. When I went to the game, I don't know, maybe it's with the game, but the football game, they had a way better beer selection. But this time around, they just had like 3 types. So
yeah, that's weird because I do remember passing by and they had an assortment of beers on tap and just handing them out.
Yeah, well, this time was cool. We're on the floor level. It was a freaking long ass walk, bro. So they have their own separate entrance, and you go down like a tunnel essentially, and it's just those staircases where it keeps going around and around and around.
Yeah,
it was like that, but a ramp for us. So it was like a whole ramp of just going and going and going, at least like 7 floors probably. Or 6 floors, and then we when you get out, I mean it's cool when you're on the floor level. It's like super dope. I was over there thinking like, man, it would be dope to be like a football player, and these with this view, it's so crazy. You get to just look around and you just see like hella people, bro. It's nuts.
Was it like packed? I mean, like, did they use the full stadium space?
No, usually with concerts they don't do that unless it's like a 360 type of thing.
Yeah.
But no, usually they just block off maybe like the end zone and back.
Okay.
So this one you would see like once it starts to curve inwards, that's where they stop letting people sit.
Oh, okay.
So it's like this little I don't know the degree, but that little section is backstage and all that. But yeah, they packed it out though. It was I don't think people started packing it out till they started really.
What time did it start?
So the show started at 7. But they didn't perform till 9:30.
Who was openers?
Openers, Pierce of Veil was one of them.
That's that's hilarious, but also fire at the same time.
Yeah, well, they're from San Diego too, so that's why. And then the other opener was called Hot Milk. I don't know who the hell they are. I think they're like up and coming for sure.
Yeah.
Because they weren't even on the flyer or anything. So, but yeah, Hot Milk. They're all right. They're kind of wishy-washy. Pierce of Veil, though, I never heard of them, but I know they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, they've been like...
I like 2 of their songs, but one of them mainly, like, for sure I would listen to. The other one was just like, all right, pass the vibe check. I remember
when I was because all the girls were in love with them. They're like, 2...
The lead singer? Or?
The lead singer and his brother, because like they're like...
Is his brother the guitarist?
I think so.
With the fucking bowl cut?
Yeah. I forget exactly, because they look very similar, but I don't know how they look now, but when they looked back then, like they had the same hairstyle and everything. All the girls just splooshed over them.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's them then, because the other guy, the drummer, he's black.
Okay, yeah.
And then I don't know if he's a bassist or guitarist, but he had hella energy, but he had short hair.
Yeah.
And the other 2 had long hair, and they look more similar.
Yeah, it's probably them, and all the girls just fucking loved them. I personally hated them because all the girls loved them.
You envy like the people that got a lot of love. Look, bro. That's what I'm starting.
No. I hate attractive ass dudes. I mean, I do all right for myself. I'm a solid 6, a 7 on a really good day. But I just hate objectively attractive men. Because I'm not objectively attractive.
Yeah, that's wild. Oh, well, I mean, the glow up is real, my boy.
No, but I will say I outwardly I did hate him, but in the inside I'm like, man, that song's fire.
That song's fire. This guy.
Yeah.
What are the other handsome ass men you hate then?
Brad Pitt. Although I've noticed a lot of people hate Brad Pitt because of how I guess he's a family abuser. Like his kids,
crazy.
Like even his kids hate him. Like I think
the adopted ones.
The adopted ones and his biological ones. Like I think his daughter like literally changed her last name of Pitt to sound like her like to Angelina's maiden name.
I always did think he was overrated as an actor.
Yeah,
but like none of his movie roles were really captivating to me at least. Nah. Whenever I think of those A-listers like him, it took a while for me to get onto Leonardo. I was just like, he's just like another guy. But there are some roles like later on where I'm like, all right, this fool earned my respect, even though my respect means nothing to him. But
No, I mean I always thought Lilo was always good. I really like loved him in that one. What was that movie? Django Unchained.
I don't know that one.
The one where he's like the slave owner.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't watch that one, but I think I've seen clips.
That one, he did a solid performance there. Obviously, The Wolf of Wall Street, that was a solid movie.
Yeah, that one was. I think that was the one that finally got me onto the train.
Yeah, it's funny because like he had multiple like Oscar-winning performances, but they gave it to The Remnant, and he was barely in that one because he was the one that I think died from the bear attack. But they were just like, all right, we have to give him one eventually.
Oh, I see. Yeah, true. But yeah, he's been doing really good, especially lately. I feel like he's been capitalizing. But in the past, like Titanic for me was just like, whatever's. But that movie's great though.
It is. I used to hate it as a kid, but because of how long it was. Like I kids with short attention spans was like, is this movie over? But then there'd be times where I'm like, damn, this movie's kind of good. Even as a kid, I thought that movie was good.
Apparently, that was the first movie I saw in the theaters. But
really?
I was like an infant, so I'm not gonna remember that shit.
No, I think
I was probably one of the crying babies, if anything.
I honestly can't. I can't remember. I remember a lot of movies in my childhood, but I can't remember the first exact one. Like there's like Star Wars 3. I remember seeing that in theaters. I see the Chronicles of Narnia, Spider-Man 3.
What's his face was supposed to be a Spider-Man? Leonardo, I think.
Really?
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that are supposed to be Spider-Man, though. Even Jake Gyllenhaal.
Supposedly, that first like script work from was it Sam Raimi, right?
Yeah.
Like that was been from like since the 90s. They just didn't have like the VFX available to do all the stuff yet.
Yeah, that's how it was with Star Wars too. That's why they had to start off with the other episodes first, apparently.
Yeah.
But we definitely sidetracked from Blink. But yeah, the show.
Yes,
the show was dope as fuck though. You could tell there's hella processing in those mics. I always heard the comments, or I always seen the comments, people saying that.
Well, you said Tom, like his voice has changed as he got older.
Yeah, his voice changed, and the reason why it was so apparent that there was processing done is because there's some songs where he literally sounded like his old self, and that was making me think that like maybe it's like AI too to a certain degree. Well, obviously a lot of shit is technically AI.
Yeah.
But I'm saying maybe technology now has like given him his young voice again somehow.
Well, yeah, you probably put a bunch of effects on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that there's like some type of new template where it makes him sound like the old him. But as far as like his voice quality was definitely like the best I've ever heard compared to the YouTube videos I would watch. So that's why I was kind of tripping too. Though I was like, if he could sound this good at this show specifically, why doesn't he sound this good on the YouTube videos? So I'm like, does the fucking mic transfer? You know what I mean?
I know. I actually get what you mean, because when I saw Slipknot, I saw like old those new versions of like how Corey sounded now, and I'm like, man, he doesn't sound that great. But then I saw him live, and I'm like, yo, he sounds awesome. Like, what is the difference here?
yeah. So that's why I was tripped out, because I even watched the latest, tour stops. I'm like, okay, well, he sounds passable, but you could for sure tell like his voice crackles a lot.
Did you know they were gonna play "Stay Home" for the Kids?
Yeah,
that's crazy. I was not expecting this when you posted that. I was like,
yeah, bro, they play it like every show pretty much. But there's a couple, they don't play Adam's song no more. I don't know why.
Damn.
Yeah, that was some bullshit. That was like the one that I'm just like most upset about. Adam's song and Violence. They did bring in what's that? Obvious.
Would you say like that's like a popular song though of theirs? Like
which one?
Adam's song, like
oh,
would
yeah.
it be like a mainstream one, like even like the normies?
Hell yeah, bro. Because if you go on YouTube, you see the views. That one's like one of their top viewed videos.
Yeah. Like, because like for me, like my favorite band's Day to Remember, and my favorite song from theirs is off their third album, and it's a song that's not too popular, so they've never really played it ever. And I'm like, damn, I don't think I'll ever get a chance to here. There's like one chance this year, but I'm not gonna spend all that money just to go to When We Were Young, because they're gonna play. They're doing the When We Were Young thing, where like they're doing their most popular albums from to back from all the artists. But I'm like, I'm not about to spend like $500 on going to that.
Well, you should keep an eye out when it gets closer. You never know, you might get a cheap one. Yeah. Well, I know Pauline and Kitty are going. I don't know if your cousin is. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah,
he's like the wind, man. You just never know with him.
Yeah, but one of the cool things, because we're on the floor level, so we're pretty close. You see hella fucking rich ass people. You see hella celebrities walking. Well, I didn't see celebrities walking by, but typically, in LA, once it gets closer to like the expensive ass ticket prices, you see more like noteworthy people.
Corny.
The only person I saw though really who's not even really a celebrity is Mark's son. When we're sitting down, I noticed him walking by with his little posse behind him and shit.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's my dad.
Yeah, so he was all walking around like he owns a place and shit. Not like saying in like, not saying it in a discriminating way, but more so of like he's so comfortable with that tour lifestyle that he just, you know, it's
nothing new.
Yeah, it's like nothing new type shit. And so it was cool seeing him. I seen one girl ask for a picture. I was like debating it, but I was like, nah, it's kind of weird. Like he's not even.
That's just the son.
He's not even the celebrity. Yeah.
If you had seen Corny passing by perusingly, would you have asked for a picture? Corny?
Corny. Oh, I was like corny. Corny. Would I have asked her? Nah, not really, because I don't really care for her. You know, I'm not the type to go ask for a picture of someone I don't really care about. You know.
That's true.
I actually got to be a fan of you. So like, if I were to see Justin Bieber walk by, I wouldn't ask for a picture. Just because like I'm not really that fan, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be fake, you know. Although, you know, it would be cool bragging rights because he's such a fucking A-lister. He's like, you know, one of the top of the tops. But I think if it were to come down to it, I would tell myself like no. But who knows? Maybe if I was drunk or something. I'll be like, hey Justin, let me get
So what song did they open up with?
They opened up with Feeling This, which they've always opened up with. They had like a little phase where they didn't open up with it no more. They would always juggle between that one and Anthem Part 2. But yeah, they open with Feeling This, which is fine. You know, I feel like there's better songs to open up with. Like probably, if I were them, especially with it being One More Time, the album, the whole title of the tour, I would open with Anthem Part 3 because that opening is just fucking like, you know, so loud and epic. And, and it's such a tone setter, but you know, they did it. But it's still cool. It was still cool. They played it like towards the middle. They play a lot of good ass songs pretty much. What I loved most about like being there is that I knew most of the songs. You know, I can't stand being somewhere like when it comes to like knowing lyrics or knowing, you know, I can't stand spending money and just having to vibe out to the beat. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Like I want to be a part of, you know, actually knowing what the fuck is going on, knowing what's being played. So that's why I don't ever want to ball out on fucking shows where I'm not familiar with the artist.
No, I completely agree.
That's why I wouldn't want to go to a date or what's that? The When We Were Young
When
shit?
We Were Young.
Because I wouldn't even know
like,
half the shit.
You know, like one good song out of each band, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you're just there, just kind of trying to vibe out.
Yeah, so it's not worth that money for me. And that's how I feel about a lot of just even like rap music and shit like that.
No, same. And there's like very few bands I like to see personally just because I know all of them. But otherwise, then I'm just like, because I always get invited to shows of time from like Jaime, like, oh, come see me, come watch this band. I'm like, but I barely know them. Like, I don't want, why would I spend money to see people I barely know?
Yeah, exactly. And that's how I feel about the paisa shit, like the fucking Spanish music. You know, how the homies, they always want to go to those like concerts. I'm just like, bro, like I know it's going to be a vibe, but like I'm not even going to be like into it like you guys are.
Well, that's why we always tell them, like, buy him his ticket.
Yeah, buy me my ticket and I'll go, but I ain't going to go spend my own money on that.
Yeah. No, I get, because I did that before. And I mean, honestly, man, I can't remember who it was. It was with Jaime. He's like, oh, come with me to this show. But I'm like, bro, I barely know these artists. I'm like, just come with me because like he needed he's someone who was supposed to go with him, canceled on him. So he asked me if I just buy the ticket. And I'm like, all right, I haven't seen him in a while. I'll go to a show with the homie. And I'm like, and I was there vibing, but I'm like, I'm not fully into the show right now.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Especially with these shows, how expensive they are.
Yeah.
You know, it really is off-putting when you spend that much money and just to kind of be there, whatever's, And that's kind of what I noticed over there at the show is like, there's some people that they're probably just rich as fuck because you gotta think about we're surrounded by people that can afford these tickets, and it's either like they spent hella money, they saved up for this specifically because of how much of a fan they are, or they're just there just to fucking have drinks and just say that they were there,
or they got it on Klarna.
Yeah, because you could tell the people that were around you that actually fuck with the songs, and then that were just there just to like get drunk, and then that were just there to act because they actually fuck with the music.
I will say though, one of the best things ever about going to these type of concerts, or just when you're seeing like when you're there, like to see someone you really like this playing this your band, is like you see like some random ass dude probably, or someone random next to you, and they are just as fan as you, and you just look at them and they're singing along word for word for you. Like that's what happened when I went to Slipknot. I met some dude from Atlanta out there. Him and his mom are cool as hell, and he was there to see Slipknot as well. And we were just singing along to every single song. And I'm like, I forgot to get his IG because that's when I had my piece of shit iPhone. So my phone died within like 2 hours, so I couldn't get it.
Damn, that time sucked over there in 2015. That's how I had to deal with my shitty ass battery that whole year. So when it came to shows, and also a little bit of storage room, so I had to like sacrifice so much videos. And
yeah, dude, the amount of videos I've had to delete just to save videos for other videos, I'm like, damn.
And then now we get all these terabytes and shit in our phones. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, back to the fucking that feeling would be really, really dope to have, but it's more so the feeling that you get to share in the pit.
Yeah.
Because when you have those assigned chairs and shit, it's just one, you're so crammed, and then two, like you're obviously limited to where you can like reach out to people and shit. So like the people around me, I think there was actually this group in front of me that they got kicked out because of how drunk they were. They're like getting sloppy drunk. So obviously,
were they like being like annoying?
Yeah, they started like tumbling and shit. So they got the boot. The people in front of me, it was like a couple. They're like drunk and shit. Like I don't know. I kept seeing his girl push him off because of how annoying he was being. So, but on the right of me, there were some people that pretty much were like hyped to like almost every song. So that was cool to see. The girls behind us were fucking screaming every single time, every single chance they had. So although like, yeah, I'm happy you guys are having a good time. I'd rather have that than, you know, other types of fans.
Yeah.
But that for sure was kind of getting annoying too. It's just like every fucking song, bro. Like, and I didn't even hear them singing, so I don't know that maybe they were just drunk too.
Well, how was this? Overall, did you have like clear sound of how they sounded, like from where you're sitting?
So right off the jump, I already knew Tom was gonna have his mic low.
Yeah. Because
the band before them, Pierce the Veil, whatever, the lead singer, the mix, his vocals were like low. So it must have been, I don't know if it was the same mic they shared, but I had a feeling that the vocals were gonna be lower. So once they came on and Mark's voice matched, I was like, all right, cool. But then once Tom's part came in, I was like, oh shit, yeah. His vocal, I don't know if it had to do with the mixing or what, but I'm pretty sure it was the mixing. His vocals were lower than everyone else.
Yeah.
But throughout the show, you saw, I think they progressively fixed it because it started sounding like, all right, cool. Like,
yeah.
So I say like 3 or 4 songs in, it started getting better. But yeah, it was a really clear sound. It was dope, man.
How long did they play?
An hour and a half.
No man, that's solid.
Yeah, so the show ended like around 11.
Okay.
So it wasn't too bad. It was cool. But yeah, for sure, give it a really dope experience. Finally got to see Tom live because I seen Blink. Well, we seen Blink.
Yeah, but without him.
Yeah, but without him, so it's cool, you know, for sure. I see my favorite bands now. Now I could die. I'm just kidding.
You could probably venture. I don't know. But there's like no other band you'd want to see, like.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I got bands like that, but these were like the soundtrack to my life. Like System of a Down and Blink-182 was just throughout their albums. I've always, you know, fucked with them and shit. So, but the ones that like are on the side, I'm more so when I got into this style of music, it was more so like the pop stuff, like the pop punk and like kind of like the mainstream, you know, shit. So. I was more into like Good Charlotte, Simple Plan. Who else?
Sum 41.
Nah, I wasn't really into Sum 41 like that. The Offspring. My Chemical Romance. But I wasn't like, you know, super into My Chemical Romance either. Like only like those 2 main albums. And then who else? Yeah, that's pretty much it, bro. It's for the main part, you know.
Yeah.
Slipknot has cool songs, but when it comes to like the heavy metal shit and like the scream, like I only have so much of how do I say, so not patience, but I only have so much interest into it because it starts getting a little weird for me. Like so this isn't like Slipknot related, but Kitty plays her emo shit, and I'm just like, I'm just there, just kind of like low key looking at her like confused. Like, how do people like? I'm like, how do people like this stuff? But
you know, it's a fair question, man, because they're like, I'm like, it's like, it sounds like noise to other people,
Yeah.
Because even in rock, there's like even really weirder, heavier stuff there. I'm like, how do you people even like this stuff?
Yeah.
And I like heavy stuff too. So I'm like, so I guess it's just weird. It's just weird how we as humans just have that kind of weird correlations where some people like this and some people won't like it, but it's like it's just weird to me.
Yeah. So I kind of have, that's why I don't really, I try not to judge too much when it comes to music taste, because I know for sure when I was getting into EDM, people thought of it as just like weird ass robot music. And then same thing with, I mean, even going into like Blink and System of a Down, I know some people have like a weird balance of what they could tolerate.
Yeah.
And that for sure surpasses that. So I know, because like our more Hispanic friends, they're not into like bands as much as we are.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of times like when you were like probably didn't come into work, and I was with Jonathan, and sometimes I forget I'm in first break or something, or I'm coming back to break, and we get in the car, and it hooks up to my house. It's just playing like heavy ass music. He's like, "All right, makes sense to you," but he's like, "I don't know any of this shit."
Yeah. So for sure, that's why I try to keep an open mind. But
yeah,
no, when it comes to the emo stuff, like the crybaby ass, vibe, I'm just like, all right, man. I don't know if I could listen to this as a grown man.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, there's some stuff that was even sad for me. Like, yeah. I'm like, I can't get into this.
Yeah. But to each their own.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it was a dope show. Hopefully you guys get to go experience your own rock shows. It's cool vibe, see little ass kids too.
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest too. Is like when the kids start like getting into the music, because obviously because of the parents and stuff, and it's just something like they can like they'll have like that one connection. Like, well, yeah, my dad got me into Blink, or my mom got me into Blink.
Yeah, I seen a lot of that, and even the people next to us. There's an old man. He had his 2 little kids, and they were just on their fucking tablet the whole time. I'm like, oh hell, ain't no way I'm blowing this much money on that just for them to be there. Nope.
You would have just hired a babysitter at that point.
Yeah. But he must have had money like that,
Yeah.
All the people around us must have had money like that. I don't know if you've seen earlier this week. Actually, I think it was on 4th of July. Danny Trejo, he got into a fight.
Dude, what? I mean, I didn't see. So at the 4th of July, I think someone threw a water balloon. Was that the case? Because someone said someone threw something at him.
I don't know if they were targeting him or if they just randomly threw it, but I did see his reaction to it, and pretty much he knew who hit him. He went straight for them.
Yeah.
So it was during the LA parade. My boy was a part of it, and someone must have hit him with the water balloon, and he turned around right away and just fucking rushed them. And I think he got one hit on them, but then he got rocked.
He did, but
bro, he's 80 years old. It's fucking crazy.
This man, he's about the life though. People forget, man. Before he was an actor, this fool was an actual
gang member and shit. Yeah. He's still about it though. So that was, and he had backup, but I don't know what the final result of, if he came out with any damage or whatever, but he did get slept. Not like fall asleep, but he did get, he hit the floor.
Yeah, but he's old, so I mean, if anything, it's technically a win just because he even threw a shot in.
Yeah, it is. It's just weird in general for anyone to want to even fight him. Like, he's an old ass dude, bro.
And for the most part, he's actually a really nice guy. From what,
I remember we ran into him at the casino.
And I don't know if you noticed, but this was just blowing money. Yeah. I don't know. What is it with old people in casinos, man? They just like, I don't care about this money.
Yeah, I mean, when you're at that point of life, you probably just, fuck it. Ding. What else you got to lose, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah. But that was one of the stories of 4th of July. And you got anything else for 4th?
Well, there's, I don't know necessarily about the 4th, but did you see that shit with Hardwell?
Oh, yeah. So when it was July 5th. Yeah. So that boy, Hardwell, I actually seen it right when it happened too, before all the media coverage. So I was like, damn, I was kind of confused whether this was an old video or recent. But so he you want to bring it up?
Yeah. So he was playing at this festival called Saga in
Romania.
Yeah,
Romania.
And I guess somehow with production or something where it was still unclear to me, because I'm like, because he never exactly specified what exactly was going on with the equipment, but he was unable to perform for the crowd, and so he, on top of supposedly, I guess he wasn't allegedly paid yet for his performance, but he was still there to perform because You know, that's Hardwell. He's always going to be there for show. So that on top of whatever equipment technical issues was happening, so he was just fed up. So he got on the mic and just was like, just going off on the festival, saying "fuck this festival," but I'm still here. They haven't paid me. I'm trying to play a show for you guys, but the equipment is shit. This festival is shit, but I'm still here, and I'm sorry. And I'm like, you know what, guys, I can't. I'm gonna have to cancel the rest of my set. And he just walks off.
Yeah. Well, so one thing's for sure is I do believe him in the fact that he wasn't paid yet. Because but then I don't know. That's weird. It's just like you didn't get paid, but you still pulled up, and you're like such an A-lister. But I guess if you got money, like you don't really care, you know. I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I the payment part is always weird because there's both sides to the story.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to the equipment, so I did a little bit of research on it, and I seen the artist behind him, Sick Kick. He had.
Is that guy with the mask?
Yeah, the guy with the mask. He had his setup was the DJM S11. And the CDJ 3000s, which obviously, you know, CDJ 3000s are, you know, kind of industry standard at this point.
Yeah.
But that mixer, it's a very popular mixer for Serato users. And
wait, was it what was it? Not the Pioneer one?
No, yeah, it is a Pioneer brand, but it's called the DJM S11. It's a common mixer that turntablists use.
Oh, I knew what you're talking about now.
Yeah, it has like 2 rows of buttons with cues and all that.
And the industry standard usually is the DJM 900 Nexus too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the part where I'm kind of confused on like, so one of the posts before Hardwell's scenario was Sick Kick performing. He had his laptop set up with Serato open. He had the mixer. And the most common thing you see at Insomniac for every stage...
Two DJ setups.
Yeah, 2 DJ setups, and they slide it.
For that reason, because, you know, sometimes people have different... is it technical writers?
Yeah, technical writers.
Yeah, so so some people don't even like DJing on, like, Pioneers. They have, like, the Denons, or sometimes they like doing, like, turntables, how DJ Snake used to do it.
He still does, actually. I don't know why that one show he went on CDJs, but he came back to turntables.
So they have their own specifications, so they like to do that. So that for this supposedly exact reason, so this kind of situation doesn't happen.
Yeah, pretty much when you're as big, when you're like headliner status, or you know you have that value, you can ask for very specific technical writers. Obviously, when you're like smaller level, you know you don't really get that leniency.
Yeah,
because sometimes people have the most random ass, you know. Technical stuff, like as far as some people use tractors, so they use like little ass controllers. I don't know, it's all different. But yeah, I once I seen that Sick Kick, that was the only rig up there. I was like, all right, this is for sure the problem. They try to switch equipment, you know, in between sets, and when you're a performer, you get a certain time slot. So it's like if they're cutting into your time slot, it's one, that's already the annoying part. That's already like, what the fuck? Like you should have had this ready. And then 2, it's just. When I seen that there was only 2 turntables up there, I was like, all right, these fools already set themselves up for failure. You're supposed to have 4 because CDJs always go out. Like there's always problems, whether it be dust or just, you know, just the equipment acting up no matter what.
Yeah.
It's happened to us where, you know, we're not even comfortable with CDJs like that. We just fucking go, like we perform on the go. We don't practice with them. We don't do none of that. We just, as soon as the show comes, that's our fucking CDJ practice.
If anyone would like to donate some CDJs to us, we'd be glad to take them.
Yeah, for real. Nah, but there's been so many times where CDJs will go out on us or something weird will happen on it.
Yeah.
Maybe from the previous DJ or maybe just something just starts acting up and I'm not familiar with it. But, you know, then I remember, oh, we got another CDJ. So we go to that one. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a situation I got to get comfortable with when it comes to the mixer part, because you'll get confused on which fader is which CDJ. You're not like confused in that sense, but confused on, I'm so used to the middle 2 that I forget that you got to go to the outside ones now. Yeah. But you know, it all works out anyway. But it's still like that thing you got to remember. But
did you see that they had a response for him though?
Yeah, that response was super passive aggressive.
It was
so funny.
All right, I'll read it to you guys if you guys haven't read it. So it says, "Well, Hardwell, we're sorry that Rita Ora, Sick Kick, Lorraine, and all the DJs on 5 other stages got to play on the first day of Saga, and you didn't. The equipment traveled all the way from Netherlands, just like you. The same set seems to be working perfectly fine for World Sparks for now. We've worked so hard to build this year's saga for our artists and ravers. We would have solved any technical issues effortlessly and fast if you would have just let us and not stop your set so soon. We've done all we could to accommodate your requests, include agreeing payments. This is where I thought that was crazy. Where it's like, we're sorry to, they put like a parentheses between like a Y, your, or to like our fans.
Yeah.
They would have loved to finally watch you perform in Bucharest, which is, I guess, the city where it was. Mm-hmm. It's like nothing but love, wish you well, saga. And I'm like, damn, that is so just taking rib shots at him, but like in such a passive aggressive way.
Yeah, but at the same time, they kind of have a point that everyone else performed. I think, you know, it's just they gotta give those A-listers the respect they earned. You know, they should have had that shit ready. They should have had, you know, there's no doubt in my mind that Hardwell could have performed, but it's just not to that standard, not to the timing. It took his set. His set pretty much was the one that took the hit. They went into his time. They should have had it already, but they were underprepared. And because I noticed with Will Sparks, they had the industry standard, the DJM 900. They had everything. Mm-hmm. And I noticed on the techno stage, they had the V10, which is like the fucking big ass mixer that when it came out, it had everyone shook because of how many. Yeah. I guess I don't know. Techno artists are, I don't know. I guess that's what they prefer. I don't know if that's just whatever. But I also noticed though that they didn't have the effects little control thing. On the stage that Hardwell was on. So I know when it comes to Ultra and shit like that, you know, they have that for them. So yeah, pretty much the festival didn't reach the technical standard, 1, and then 2, they didn't reach it on time if they did have it. Yeah. So it was just a slap to the face to Hardwell. You know, I don't know if this festival has a history or if they've done this shit for a long time.
Me either. I mean, it's
this
funny,
was their first festival.
You always hear like these random ass festivals just having. Like,
because someone has money and they fucking pop it up. But it was L all around.
Did you see what happened? What James Hype did though?
With what?
All right, so he got that whole clip of him like blowing off that festival, and he turned it into like a vocals off, and he put it on top of like some house track, and like it was tasteful, it was funny, it was dope. But I'm like, did you really need to do that? Also, some people were saying in the comments because I think it was like EDM Trading that posted or something like that, or like I guess supposedly James Hype and Hardwell don't really like each other. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of tension that goes around. Like there's this whole So when it comes to DJ purists, they always like have shit to say when it comes to. I mean, that's
true. Especially James Hype. He's a born DJ. I mean, yeah, he does have great songs, but and his heart. He's even said at Heart of Hearts, he's a DJ first and foremost.
Yeah, so that's why, because there's a lot of DJs that they'll figure out a way to make it work. They'll wait, or they'll troubleshoot with what they got. Because truthfully, Serato users, which is probably what James Hype started off with. If not, he still uses. I'm not sure, but actually, no, he doesn't use those. But yeah, I know he at least has used Serato in the past. So truthfully, all you need is a fucking laptop to DJ. I don't know if you remember, but our show at that Blackout, the warehouse. Mm-hmm. So at that show, we had to use our laptop because the equipment wasn't compatible with whatever we're using. I don't know, that equipment was just kind of whatever's. But we had to use the laptop only because there's the keyboard itself has assigned performance. I guess each function, on the keyboard, each button has a function. So there's like a play button for the left side. There's a play button for the right side. I don't know. I don't remember which letters they are specifically, but you could really DJ if you really wanted to. But it's just like once you reach the status, do you really want to budge? You know, do you really want to give people like, you want to enable that type of shit? You know what I mean? But I understand like DJ purists, you know, it's just like, well, figure that shit out, you know? And so if they already have beef, then obviously, you know, yeah, he's going to
Okay, yeah, I just look up this picture. This is what he posted because I guess he performed that festival too. So James Hype posted a picture. I'll send it to he says, "Thank you, Saga Festival. You're the best. I'm totally new to headline slots, and it blows my fucking mind." So he's obviously posting that. He's saying like, "Oh, I had a good time like at that festival." So he clearly is throwing rip shots at Hardwell.
Yeah, you know, I guess ultimately there's no really picking sides because there's Hardwell side and then there's Saga's side. You know, yeah. We'll see if the truth ever comes out. If not, you know, I guess this is just a learning experience for everyone around, you know, learn from other people's mistakes. Yeah. And yeah. But yeah, that was pretty surprising to see, you know.
Me either, because from like all the comments people were saying like, It's a rare Hardwell like crashing out because like people always say he's like one of the nicest guys in the industry. Everybody seems to always love him. So for him to blow up like that, I mean, he's just there's a reason for this.
Yeah, probably no payment. That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you see that? Oh, that shit that happened with Odessa?
The fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, they performed at the Gorge, right?
Yeah, because I guess Odessa is like they're gonna. This was like their farewell tour, and it was the last stop at the tour at the Gorge over there in Seattle. And like behind the main, I don't know if it was like a pyrotechnic issues from them necessarily, or just some random brush fire, but it was like a big ass starting to get like a huge ass fire. That was happening right at their last stop, and people got confused because in the video that was posted, like people were cheering, so they're like, "Oh damn, they're cheering for for the like the fire happening," but they're cheering for because at that point the firefighters were there, so you're cheering for them to blow down the fire.
Yeah, because I could see the confusion. You know, sometimes you're I mean, a lot of people were drunk on drugs, whatever, and you know, it's hard to tell sometimes what's actually a part of the performance and what's not. So I can see the confusion in that, but you know, luckily the fire was contained, you know, pretty quick. But the thing that sucks is, you know, it's like the farewell tour, so they had to end the show early and stuff.
And it's their last stop too, because they only did like 4 stops.
Yeah,
I mean, and it's I'm sure it's some people would have been bummed because I know a lot of people are into Odessa.
Yeah, they have one of those cult fan bases, you know, it's like diehards. Odessa, there's 7 Lions. He has the same type or a similar type. Slander even nowadays.
Millennium.
Oh yeah, Millennium for sure.
It'll get better. I know he had to cancel a couple of shows because he had some kind of surgery, some complications for some surgery. He basically had to go in surgery, and so he had to cancel a couple.
Oh shit, for real? I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, I think it was in Canada. I could be wrong. He had like 2 shows in Canada. He had to cancel because either something medical issue where he had to like really get ahead of that, so you had to cancel those.
Damn, that's the thing that sucks, huh? Is like when you have shows and you gotta like cancel or whatever. It's like like real life comes into effect and you get like health problems.
Yeah, because like you know a lot of these guys, a lot of DJs and artists, you know, we're even though we're super grateful people even allow us to perform. Like we'll perform to the best of our abilities, but when people have to cancel, it's usually because they're damn near like dying or something, or some really seriously there's that happened on their medical side that they have to get addressed.
I'm not sure if this is gonna ring a bell, but I don't remember if it's mainstream or EDM. There was this artist that they heard, or someone in their family died, and then like they had to put on like a poker face for their show the next day or some shit like that.
Really?
That doesn't ring a bell. Who?
No, I mean not music wise, because I know that happens all the time, like in sports and stuff. Like someone passes away and they still have to play the game the next day.
Yeah, so I'm forgetting who I'm thinking about, but yes, that happens too. It's just like someone dies and you pretty much you're playing tug of war whether to continue on with the shows, to obviously continue with your passion, which is performing and shit. Yeah. You don't want to let down the fans, but then also this is going on at home. It's just, you can go home to grieve, but really, deep down inside, you're not really going to be resourceful till the actual funeral. If that makes sense. So pretty much you going home is just for you to grieve, but really you can grieve on tour, but also not really be into the performance. It's kind of like a mental tug of war.
Yeah, because like you could be there and you're performing, but you're not really all there. And fans pick up on it too. Like, hey, he looked a little off, and then then when the news eventually could come out, then like, oh, why didn't you just do that and still cancel it? But then it's like, all right, did I cancel it? It's like damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah, because deep down inside you could perform, but should you really perform? And that's the question, and that's the mental tug of war. Especially this is what we love, stuff like that. I don't know.
And same thing when people start to get sick or they have like they need to address medically. And I've seen sometimes where like artists, not even in EDM, just music artists in general, they'll like try to push through it, and then their body will literally say no, stop it, and they're forced to have to stop the show. Yeah,
exactly. So it's definitely a problem that's not really talked about much. Luckily, you do see a lot of like artists kind of post on social media. Sorry, I got to cancel the shows. Family issues.
Yeah, like they're transparent, because a lot of times, sometimes they weren't. Like they would just cancel shows and we wouldn't know why. So people would just be mad, like
speculating shit.
Yeah, speculating shit. Or
thinking of the most worst, or like, oh, you're grimy. You're canceling shows, where blah blah blah. But that's why I feel it is kind of important for artists to be more transparent, but then at the same time, just they don't truly have to do it. They don't really owe you anything. You know, you get your money back for the show. It's not like you're just shit out of money and they took your money and that's it. That's the grimy part, is when you do this stuff and then people don't get the refunds. That's the only way this is like kind of wrong.
Yeah.
But outside of that, you just gotta you just gotta understand and respect the fact that a lot of these artists are human beings too. We everyone has their own issues.
We get sick. We have loved ones. We have lives outside of this.
Yup. So a lot of shit pops up. I know Shaq is kind of getting that.
But because he's never really transparent. I actually will say that. Like, a lot of times when he does cancel shows, he'll just say, "Oh, sorry guys, I have to cancel the show.
Yeah,
I'll try to come back another time." But he's never really transparent about why. And then that's all people really want. And they're just like, "Hey, what's the reason why?" You don't have to go specifics, but if it's like a medical issue or something personal, but he never goes into anything.
Yeah, well, I think that the thing is, we all know this guy's busy as hell. We all know he has contract shit he has to actually handle. He's a face of media.
Yeah, he's on like on TNT. He does an NBA show.
Yeah, so respect to him for even being able to do so much. Yeah. But that's a part of what comes with this. Sometimes.
Do you think he charges for shows on? Because remember in the beginning he wasn't charging really. He was just like,
I'm not sure.
If someone would like book him, he'll play it. But nowadays, like now he's actually an artist now.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I wouldn't doubt that he still doesn't charge, the fact that he the fact that he backs out of so many shows so easily, it's just like, yeah, I'm okay with doing that because I'm not getting paid for it anyway,
Yeah, that's true.
You could go into it with that mindset, or just the fact that he already has so much money anyway. It is what it is, but he did come back with a new tour, so I don't know if you've seen that. Like, he announced a tour recently, so
is it like the Shaq All-Stars tour?
I don't think All Stars, but it's some type of tour. I don't remember the title of it.
You're right.
So he is, coming back on tour. So for those of you guys that always want to catch him, go check it out. He has new tour dates, new tour stops. We're not getting paid for this, but we weren't asked to promote this. But
he played our song. So
my boy, he played a couple of our songs already. So that's dope. Shout out to him, man. He really did lift up a whole layer of underground artists.
Yeah, like he was not afraid. Like, he was like, send me some dope shit. If it's fire, I'll play it. And it's true, man. Like, if he thought he was fire, he was playing it. Like, he was not afraid to just, have some random ass people. Like, I'm sure he's never heard of us before, but he heard our Dubstep remix one song, and he's like, yo, this is fire. I'm going to play that shit.
Yep. So shout out to him. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, I would like to say thank you, John Cena.
Damn, I saw that too. Right when I was getting off the car for the show.
Yeah,
I seen that, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's gone." Royal Rumble and WrestleMania's last ones.
Man, thank you, man. I never really appreciated him because when I was a kid, I thought he was so freaking corny. I hated his. I hated everything. But I'm not like, he always. Looking back, he always did have some of the best matches ever. Some of my favorite moments ever had John Cena involved. He was the face of the company for years.
Remember when he did the STF feud on Big Show, and who else was on top of him? Edge?
Somebody else.
I think it was Edge or something.
Yeah, and I remember he trained for that because he got hurt before that, and he came out in Survivor Series to do it. But in the whole time he was just weight training just so he could lift the Big Show, and he did it. And I was like, everybody's like, oh my god, this was lifting the Big Show.
I hated to enjoy those moments. Like, bitch, why you got to be so good?
Yeah, I mean, so by respect to him, man, you brought a lot of happiness in my childhood, even though if I didn't appreciate it at the time. Yeah,
for sure. It was one of those baby faces. I think it was just when you're a kid, you kind of, the baby faces were a turn off a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like you wanted to root for those bad guys sometimes.
Yeah.
And John Cena for a while, the branding was all like superhero, soldier shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it go both ways. A lot of people hated that era, but for sure, in hindsight, it was a respectable thing, and respects to him for even being one of the longest running superstars just to begin with.
Yeah.
And then he's the one, I feel like him and The Rock were the ones that kind of set the trend to become movie actors and movie stars,
Oh, for sure.
And now Batista's a part of that. And so shout outs to him, man. I think he's been around since like 2001, 2002, maybe.
Yeah, around there. And I think he was wrestling even before then.
Oh yeah, he was wrestling years and years before, but this is like when he broke out, like finally, like in the WWE.
Yeah, and it's crazy how he was saying the story like he almost didn't even make it because people like they couldn't figure out like what he was about. They just saw like it was a branding
problem.
Yeah, like he was just a big buff white dude, but like they have a ton of those, so they really couldn't figure it out. And then one day he was just I guess he was because he really is like a rapper. And he had like he was interesting in rap music. He was just freestyle one time in the back of the bus, and Stephanie McMahon. I'm like, can you do that a lot? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, do that the next show. And then from there, that's why he came out with like the whole like white rapper thing because that was his thing.
White rapper.
I mean, hustle, loyalty, respect. The Dr. What was it? Thugonomics.
Thugonomics, yeah.
Yeah, man. I always wanted one of like those black T-shirts that say hustle, loyalty, respect. But you can't really get those. I mean, you can get like knockoff ones like off like eBay and stuff, but it's not the same.
Yeah, bro. Back then, I remember because my cousin used to get all that merch and shit. But that shirt quality was top tier, man.
Yeah, I remember I bought a Matt Hardy T-shirt. That shit lasted me years, bro. And I eventually had to get rid of it because it was just too old.
I feel like I only got 2 real WWE merch, and the rest was all fucking swap me shit. Or I remember I got a shirt one time from someone selling outside of the event.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. But yeah, R.I.P. Thank you, John Cena. Even though I still hate you, no, I'm just kidding. But continue on with that movie career.
Yeah, you're great in like what was his character in Suicide Squad?
Fuck.
I wanted to say Homelander, but that wasn't.
No, Homelander. No, it's Time. Fuck. Let me go.
You know what's funny? Like, there's a clip from the new season of The Boys where I don't know if it was from the new season, but like where Homelander he's like talking to some female superhero and he's like
Peacemaker.
Yeah, Peacemaker. Peacemaker. He's like not like I'm not gonna like fall into your like your sexual advances. That's not exactly what he said, but that's what he meant.
Yeah.
And like she like squirts like titty milk on him, and he's just like.
Yeah, man, this show's getting pretty absurd.
Yeah.
This season though, oh man, I'm very disappointed this season, bro.
Yeah.
It's so fucking like everything just falls flat for me this season. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they said.
Have you watched it at all?
Not since I told you. Like, I've only seen the first season.
So you just been seeing the clips?
Yeah, but I had seen the news where like there's this season and they're gonna end it off with season 5.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, the creator or whatever sees. Hopefully, the creator sees all the feedback from this season because this season is just like the worst one. Honestly, I'm not even a fan of it.
Yeah.
I'm just watching it just so I can, stay up to date, I guess.
That's fair.
But hopefully next season, he fixes everything, all the problems, and finishes off on a good note. But yeah, I don't know if that's it.
No, I think that's pretty much it. We've covered off a lot of stuff happened this weekend. It was very interesting.
Yeah, very eventful. Make sure you guys go watch the new Maple Alley video. We celebrated
dropped today.
Yeah, we celebrated Johnny and Gazelle's birthdays.
You want to catch a nip slip? Go out.
Yeah, and then we got new stuff coming up soon.
Yep.
New cool video with Maple Alley soon. Music's coming soon. We got a new drop this month. So stay tuned for that. And that's it, I think. Thank you guys for supporting everything we've been doing lately. We hope y'all continue on, and we see you all next week.